And in the chat box today, I'm joined by Usamah Afifi of the Institute of European Thought. Usamah, thanks very much for joining me.
Thank you, David, for inviting me. Hello, everyone.
Usamah, environmental and social governance. This is going to take a step forward according to European law over the next few months. What is this going to mean for larger companies, not just in Poland, but throughout the European Union?
Well, I must say that, like in the Institute, we have been really focused on the sustainability area, and we came across basically the ESG, which stands for Environmental, Social, and Governance, which is a European law that will require companies hiring above 250 persons to issue a part of their financial statements non-financial reports, and
right.
which tells the shareholders and the investors and the employees what is this company doing in terms of the environmental, social, and government area.
Right.
So,
and what do you think that will mean in terms of companies? Will they be getting greener as a result of it?
Well, at this moment of time, I think it's a result of the global initiatives that you're seeing. Basically, for example, the Sustainability Development Plan that the UN has assigned. It's a global trend currently, and the ESG is a European response for that. And it seems that, for example, in Western Europe, if you go to France, to Scandinavia, to Germany, you're noticing basically that there is a huge pressure, not only going away from CO2 emissions, but generally basically trying to combine look at the sustainability from a general point of view, like, for example, trying to reduce the go away from the GDP, the gross domestic product, which has focused on the growth that showed throughout time that it's not actually a good sustainable way for Earth and for us, and to try to move away into and introduce a new index that is more sustainable, that growth is only part of it. So whenever you will discuss whether a country is developed, you don't look only at the growth, because growth is a misleading index. Yes.
Right.
So ESG is a yeah. Sorry.
Looking at yourself, you've got a bit of grey hair, the same as myself. Now, yes. Is this a generation change thing here? And on the one hand, you've got a lot of CEOs who are older, and maybe investors and customers who are younger. Is that partially what's behind it? This kind of change in the attitude towards these issues.
Well, you've asked a very general question, and let's tackle it from few elements. Yeah, you started looking at me and my gray hair, so let's say that if you some of the CEOs that have gray hairs, when they listen to ESG, and I'm a CEO as well myself. So usually you would, when you listen into that, you would see your pragmatism, comes in and say, okay, this is some sort of green blah blah, greenwashing, okay, that EU is introducing, and we'll have to respond to it, or else, you cannot not respond to it. Yeah, so it will be a very pragmatic response, and many people are going to do like that. And this is what we call greenwashing. So pretending that you're green, just for the sake that customers and employees will not make a fuss about this. Yeah. There are other people like me, for example, who have spent in the market a part of time, and we have noticed that actually maybe in my generation of my parents, basically, really are not leaving the earth in a good shape. Yes, and not
Right.
only. So like we're trying to leave a footprint behind us, a positive one, yeah, a greener one. So for example, for me, it's a kind of a mission. I'm trying to, you know, to slow down things, trying to you know, to show that you can do good business, successful business, but still being sustainable in different areas. And we are trying to get the combination, like try to find the right equation. It's a discussion. I myself, I'm not really an expert in this field. I think nobody is an expert. And I think that this is a dialogue that needs to happen, and I'm actually willing to go through it. The third part is actually the response that you see from the Generation Z, yeah, which we call they call them snowflakes, yes, and
Well, it depends who calls them snowflakes. You know, that's not a very nice thing to call them.
Well, it's a pretty known, like Generation Z are mostly called also snowflakes. So it's actually business in the business school that I teach in. They use this way. But just coming back to the point, it said that Generation Z by 2030, according to the National Retail Association, are going to be 70% of the market purchasing power. Yeah.
Right.
So that and they themselves are very actually sensitive into sustainability things, into basic environmental elements, and this is how they buy cars. This is how they buy houses. This is how they make purchases. This is how they want to be hired by actually employers that are more basically sensitive to this kind of issues.
This is how they
employees.
Yes, but this is how they also spend lots of time on the internet and buy Bitcoin, which is not quite so green. But certainly, I get the point of that. Looking, for example, in Poland, where you are, and where I am as well, are there going to be any particular challenges here?
Well, I think that it's like we are learning how to walk, you know, here in Poland. Yeah, I think that in Poland we're pretty pragmatic here, and when we see any additional regulations that are limiting the kind of business, we tend to be pretty nervous about it.
Right. Okay. Well, there's a lot of things associated with it, and I'm afraid that's all we have time for right this time. But I hope that we can have you back on, Usamah, and we can talk about other issues in this regard.
Okay. Thank you very much, and I appreciate that. I think this is, as I said, this is a lot of dialogue. We are trying to set up a kind of think tank to discuss the ESG area here in the Institute. So thank you for giving me the chance to talk about it.
Thank you very much. That's Usamah Afifi of the Institute of European Thought.